Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's great to see you here again. Today we're diving into something every English learner should know. We're going to help you talk about your daily routine in simple, clear English. This is one of those topics you can use in almost any situation. Meeting new people, traveling, joining classes, even in job interviews.
Hi, everyone. I love today's topic because it's practical. Most people think daily routine vocabulary is too basic, but when you actually speak with someone, the first few minutes usually include questions about your day. That's why learning this helps you build confidence and speak smoothly.
Absolutely. And in this session, we'll take everything step by step. We'll share real examples, useful phrases, and small tricks that help you sound natural.
And don't worry if you're a beginner. By the end of this video, you'll be able to explain your entire day, morning, afternoon, evening, and night, without getting stuck or confused. So stay with us till the end.
All right, let's start with the morning. When we talk about our daily routine, we usually use the present simple tense. It's the tense we use for habits, repeated actions, and things we do every day. For example, I wake up at 6, I brush my teeth, I eat breakfast. These are habits, so we keep them in the present simple.
That's right. And the morning routine usually has a series of actions that we do one after another. Let's list some common ones slowly. Wake up, get up, brush your teeth, wash your face, take a shower, get dressed, eat breakfast, leave home.
Now, let's put these in a natural order. Pretend you want to describe your morning to someone. You can say something like, I wake up at 6 every day. I get up at around 6:15 because I like to relax in bed for a few minutes. Then I brush my teeth and take a shower. After that, I get dressed and eat my breakfast. I usually leave home at 7.
That sounds smooth and natural. And here's the key. Add small personal details. Many learners only list actions like a robot. I wake up, I brush, I shower. But if you add small habits, it feels more real. For example, I usually drink tea in the morning. I check my phone before I get out of bed. I listen to music while getting ready. I read the news on my phone during breakfast. These tiny details make you sound like a real person, not a textbook.
Yes, and there's another helpful trick. Use words like usually, often, sometimes, and always. These are frequency adverbs. They show how often you do something, and they make your routine sound natural. I usually wake up early. I sometimes skip breakfast. I often check emails in the morning.
Now let's move to the next part of the day, going to work or school. This is where you talk about how you travel, how long it takes, and what your routine looks like outside your home. Here are some simple sentences to start with. I leave home at 8. I reach school at 8:30. I reach the office at 9. I take the bus. I walk to work. I take the metro. It takes me 30 minutes.
A lot of people forget to mention how long the journey takes, but it's a very common question in English conversations. People love asking, how long does it take you to reach work? So always include that detail.
Let's give a full example. I leave home at 8. I take the metro to work. It takes me around 30 minutes. Sometimes the metro is crowded, but usually it's fine. I reach the office at 9 and start working right away.
That's a great example. And notice the phrase, start working right away. These small phrases are very useful. You can also say, I start school at... I reach the campus around... I usually sit near the window on the bus. Sometimes I listen to music while traveling. These details help create a clear picture.
If your routine changes, you can mention that too. Sometimes I take a taxi if I'm running late. On weekends, I start late because I don't have morning classes. Once a week, I go to work by car. Adding variety makes your English sound natural and real.
Now, let's talk about what you do during your work or school hours. This is where learners often struggle because they don't know how to describe their tasks simply. Here are easy sentences. I work on my computer. I attend meetings. I reply to emails. I study science. I watch lectures. I take notes. I work with my team. I help customers.
And you can add time expressions to make it clearer. For example, I start working at 9. I take a short break at 11. I have lunch at 1. I finish work at 5. These help listeners understand your schedule.
Another thing you can do is talk about the feeling of your day. Something like, my mornings are usually busy, or afternoons are slower because I finish most tasks early.
Let's build a longer example for workers. I reach the office at 9. I check emails first because I like to clear my inbox in the morning. After that, I prepare reports or work on new projects. I usually take a short break around 11 to stretch or grab some water. I have lunch at 1 and catch up with my colleagues. After lunch, I continue working until 5. Sometimes I have meetings in the afternoon, but not every day.
And if you're a student, here's a longer example. I attend classes from 9 to 3. I study different subjects every day. Sometimes I watch lectures or complete assignments during free periods. After class, I spend some time in the library to review what I learned. I also talk to my friends or work on group projects before going home.
All right, let's move on to lunch. Now, lunch is a big part of the day, and it's also something you'll often talk about. It's where you can mention your eating habits, whether you eat alone, with friends, or colleagues, and what kind of food you prefer.
Exactly. Let's start with some simple ways to talk about lunch. You can say things like, I have lunch at 1. I usually eat lunch with my colleagues. I take a break at 12:30 to eat. I pack my lunch from home because it's healthier.
You can also talk about what you eat. For example, I usually have rice and vegetables for lunch. I love sandwiches for lunch, especially chicken sandwiches. I prefer salads in the summer because it's so hot.
It's always good to add a little detail, like what you usually eat, or any specific preferences. People like hearing about your routine and what you enjoy.
If you don't want to overcomplicate it, you can simply say something like, I have lunch at 1 and I take a 30-minute break. Or, I usually eat lunch around noon and then I relax for a bit before getting back to work.
One mistake a lot of learners make is using the progressive tense here. For example, they say, I am taking lunch, which sounds like an ongoing action. But in this case, you want to use the simple present. I have lunch or I eat lunch.
Exactly. So remember, it's not I am taking lunch, it's just I have lunch. Because lunch is something you do regularly, not something that's happening at the exact moment you say it.
And don't forget to add in some natural extras. You can mention, I sometimes eat out at lunch. Sometimes I skip lunch if I'm too busy.
Right. You can also talk about where you have lunch. For example, I like to eat lunch at my desk. Sometimes I go to the cafeteria to have lunch. I enjoy eating lunch outside if the weather is nice.
And you can also mention your break times separately. I take a 15-minute break around 11 to stretch. I usually take a walk after lunch to refresh myself.
These are all great additions to make your routine sound more complete and more human. Remember, it's not just about eating or having lunch. It's about describing the whole experience.
Now, let's talk about the evening. This is the part of your day where most people relax and unwind. You might have different hobbies or activities that you enjoy. And this is where you can really personalize your routine.
Exactly. So, to start with, let's talk about the basics of the evening routine. You might say something like, I reach home at 7. I relax for a while when I get home. I watch TV after work. I go to the gym in the evening.
And some people like to cook dinner in the evening. You can say, I cook dinner for my family. I usually prepare something quick like pasta. I love cooking new recipes in the evening.
You can also add hobbies into your evening routine. For example, I practice English for 30 minutes. I like reading books before bed. I go for a walk to clear my mind. I watch a movie in the evening to relax. I spend time with my family after dinner.
It's really nice to share these small details because they make your routine sound more relatable. You don't just want to say, I reach home, eat dinner, then go to bed. You want to add what makes it special or unique to you.
Right, and hobbies are a great way to add variety to your routine. For example, I play the guitar for 20 minutes every evening. I write in my journal to reflect on my day. I practice yoga to relax after a long day.
Speaking of hobbies, you can also talk about friends. A lot of people spend evenings with their friends, so you might say, sometimes I meet my friends for coffee in the evening. I call my best friend after work to chat. On weekends, I go out with my friends.
That's a great point. You can even talk about your weekend routine. On Fridays, I usually go out for dinner with my family. I often visit my parents on weekends.
Another example. After work, I usually like to relax in front of the TV for an hour. Then I take a shower and cook dinner. I like to try new recipes, so I often experiment with cooking in the evening.
It's fun to add these little bits of personality. Even talking about the food you prepare or the time you spend with others gives a richer picture of your routine.
Now let's talk about the night. This is the last part of your daily routine. Your night routine is the final section, where you wrap up your day and get ready for the next.
Night routines are often simple and calming. You might say, I have dinner at 8. I spend time with my family before bed. I check my emails one last time. I prepare my bag for the next day.
And you can also talk about the things you do in the evening to unwind. I watch a show before bed. I read for 30 minutes before I sleep. I listen to music to relax.
If you're into social media, you might say, I check Instagram before going to bed. I watch YouTube videos or scroll through social media. I like to watch funny videos on my phone.
For some people, the evening is when they get everything ready for tomorrow. I prepare my clothes for tomorrow. I check my to-do list for the next day. I make sure I have everything packed for work or school.
And of course, after all this, you end the day. I go to bed at 10. I usually fall asleep quickly. I go to sleep around 11.
Don't forget to talk about how you feel. I'm usually tired at night, so I sleep well. I like to have a quiet night before I sleep.
Connecting all of this together into one smooth sentence makes it sound more natural. For example, after dinner, I relax for a bit, watch a show, then I prepare for the next day. I get into bed around 10 and sleep by 11.
Okay, let's quickly review everything we've covered today. You should now be able to talk about your morning routine, waking up, getting ready, eating breakfast. Your commute, how you go to work or school. What you do during the day, work tasks, studying, meetings. Your lunch break, what you eat, where you eat, and your break activities. Your evening routine, hobbies, activities, and relaxation. Your night routine, dinner, preparing for tomorrow, and going to bed.
Exactly. So, the key here is practice. The more you practice, the easier it will get to talk about your routine without thinking too hard. Use simple, clear sentences, and try to add some small details to make it sound natural.
One great tip is to record yourself. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just talk about your day in English and listen to yourself. You'll notice where you can improve.
Another tip is to write your routine down. That helps organize your thoughts. You can even add new vocabulary each week to make your routine sound more interesting.
Also, add frequency adverbs like usually, sometimes, often, and rarely to give your sentences more variety and make them sound more realistic.
And remember, don't stress if you don't get it perfect right away. Keep practicing, and soon enough, talking about your routine will feel like second nature.
We hope this video helped you. If you found this lesson useful, please like, share, and comment below with any questions or suggestions for future videos.
Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you in the next video. Keep practicing, and remember, little by little, you'll improve your English every day.
Take care and happy learning.